What is up, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE news video that I have here for you guys today. We have some awesome information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The Media Create sales charts from May 29th, 2017 through June 4th, 2017 has been revealed. Just like Wednesdays, every single week it is here. Now you have to remember a few things about these charts. These are Japan only. We have the physical number of sales, no digital sales at all. So let's get into it here. Tekken 7 sold 58,736 units on the PlayStation 4 during its first week of sales in Japan. The latest Media Create sales charts have revealed. Also, Square Enix's Seiken Densetsu collection for the Nintendo Switch, which includes the first 3 Seiken Densetsu games, opened at 29,564 units sales, which we'll talk about for the most part. Now, in terms of hardware, Nintendo Switch was number 1 with 23,524 units with severe supply constraints, guys. There's lotteries going on in Japan right now to where you have to line up for a chance to buy a Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo is facing some serious supply issues in Japan when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, because I really think that they're diverting a lot of the units and stuff to North America to try to just get as many units sold in the biggest territory, which is the US, as possible. You know, they just want to make sure that they get as much sold out there, but they still were number 1 in Japan. Now, if you want to see the full charts as far as the Media Create sales goes, I'll have that listed on here. You can also check out the description below if you want to see all of the hardware, which came in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I do want to go over a few titles, though, on this list. And at number 3, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe from Nintendo, another 20,984 units for a grand total of 488,673. Next, I want to talk a little bit about number 7, and that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch, with the limited edition included. Sold another 9,666 units for a grand total of 485,687 units. That is definitely a very good mark for The Legend of Zelda, and the fact that it continues to sell 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, 20,000, all in those ranges of this shows that it's really going to be an evergreen title, not only in the Western territories like usual, but this time it's probably going to be an evergreen title in Japan, and that's what The Legend of Zelda has always been missing when it comes to long, prolonged sales. They'll get that in the Western territories, but in Japan, it's always like dropped off after like the first like couple weeks. Heck, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, that sold like 5,000 units at launch, and then it just completely like disappeared afterwards. Twilight Princess HD wasn't much better either, so the fact that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild continues to be in the charts is definitely a good thing. I also want to mention number 10, Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers, another 4,735 units, 21,000 total, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U has kind of dropped down quite a bit. It's at 19th with another 2,733 units for a grand total of 128,502 units. So probably by the end of the year, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be at over 1 million units combined when you talk about the Nintendo Switch and the Wii U, which is really good. And I do want to discuss just briefly with Seiken Densetsu collection. I think Square Enix, this is the time to bring it over. Look, 29,000, almost 30,000, not including digital. So digital, you could probably tack on a few more thousand there, but not including that. This is the perfect time to bring it over to the States. If you bring this game over, it will sell quadruple that, because Japan already got all of these games. And I know people rebuy stuff and all that all the time, especially this is a great collection, but in America, in the Western territories, we didn't get the 3rd one particularly. That's the one that everyone wants to play, and there's fan translations out there, but it would be really nice to have it on your Nintendo Switch. And there's fan translations out there, so I think this is a perfect time. Bring that game over, and I guarantee you it breaks 100,000 units first week sold in the US, no questions asked. And as far as worldwide, I think over 150,000. You could make a lot of money off of that, but it just depends on how much the translation costs and all that and the localization. But I definitely think they would be easily making their money back, and they would sell a lot more than they did in Japan, because we haven't got that yet. So let's hope that Square Enix sees at least it being number 2 as a good sign, and they end up putting the money together so they can bring this game over. But maybe, just maybe, there is an announcement at E3. I would hope that Nintendo is saying, hey, in collaboration with Square Enix, we're going to be bringing over Seiken Densetsu for all of you guys. So I think that could definitely happen. And if it does, I'll be like, I called it here first. Alright, I'm moving into the next article here. Yooka-Laylee on the Nintendo Switch status update. We got our first look of the game running on the system. and changes plus additions will be included at launch because they are gearing up for a big update for all the different versions, and we're going to get all of that on the Nintendo Switch at launch. So Playtonic offered a status update on the Nintendo Switch version of Yooka-Laylee on its blog. The studio will be entering a testing phase on Nintendo's platform soon, and will have a release date soon after it goes well. Playtonic also confirmed that all of the important additions and changes contained in our upcoming game update will be included on day one for the Nintendo Switch. Also highlighted is the ability to play Yooka-Laylee on the go, of course. What will be included in the big update? Continue on for the full details. So check out the description below if you want to see all that, because there's a ton of different stuff that they're fixing, from camera to the voices, just to all sorts of stuff, controls, just polishing things, new abilities, and all of that. So if you want to see the full details, make sure you check that out. Yooka-Laylee on the Nintendo Switch is gearing up to be a pretty good port, because they're really making sure that they take their time and it's not rushed. And if it was a rushed port, then they probably could have got it out sooner, right? It still wouldn't be June here, and we still don't have the game, but it's not a rushed port. They're making sure that they take their time. They're going to include all the updates, and it could potentially have a better review score at launch than the other versions, just because it's going to have the most polished version to date. And of course, you're going to be able to play that on the go, and you're going to be able to play that on your TV. I've always said multiple times that, like, indie games, or as far as the smaller scale games, are perfect on the Nintendo Switch, because why wouldn't you want that added functionality of being able to play on the go in bite-sized chunks in addition to playing on your TV? Whereas graphics and all of that necessarily isn't the biggest focus on these different indie games. So I do feel that if Yooka-Laylee comes out and it's a solid game, which I think it will be since it has all of these different changes, then it has a great chance of doing very well on the Switch. Now, I played Yooka-Laylee on the Xbox One, and I thought it was okay. These are not necessarily my type of games 100%, but I can see why people would really like it. I can see why people are really gravitating towards it. But I think that based on what I've played, it's a great game. And I'll keep you guys posted on anything new that comes from Yooka-Laylee. Alright, and moving into the last article here, Dissidia Final Fantasy has a somewhat loose release date, so it's coming early 2018, and it's going to be an exclusive on the PlayStation 4 for the time being. Now, this game is a 3-on-3 like action brawler. It's developed by Square Enix, Team Ninja, Koei Tecmo, all collaborating to bring this title to life. Now, here's the thing about this game, just to get a little bit of an overview. So, Calling All Warriors. In partnership with Team Ninja, Square Enix presents Dissidia Final Fantasy NT as the next evolution in squad-based brawlers. Dissidia Final Fantasy NT is a fast-paced strategic brawler where you can choose from over 20 iconic Final Fantasy characters and battle in a 3-on-3 arena with your friends and other players online or by yourself. The most fun comes from teaming up with or fighting against your own friends. Call upon your squad and battle other teams. So there's some really awesome characters in here as far as different classes as well: Vanguard, Assassin, Marksman, Specialist, Summons, and there's all sorts of things. So you can check out the page. There is Dissidia Final Fantasy NT website that's one up. You can check out the characters: Van, Cloud, Lightning, all of the mainstays in the Final Fantasy as far as the heroes. They're going to be in this game, and it's looking pretty nice. There hasn't been much movement on this game, but I wanted to talk about it because I haven't talked about Dissidia Final Fantasy in quite some time, because there just hasn't been a ton of information. But they did come out with this. They have the website. They're saying early 2018 and exclusive on the PS4 for the time being. So this is really awesome. I liked Dissidia Final Fantasy on the PSP back in the day. I remember my friend Andre, he used to have it, and I'd play it every now and then, and I thought it was cool, although the controls were a little weird. The one nub, no dual analog for camera controls and stuff, but it was still a cool game, and it was very ambitious for what the PSP was, you know, as far as the hardware. If you go back and look at the technical aspect of that game, you're like, man, that's pretty good that they're able to do all this. It kind of reminds me of how they're able to do what they did with Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 3DS, to have all of those characters, to have that type of system as far as what Smash Brothers is about on something as weak as the Nintendo 3DS is impressive. And the same thing kind of goes for Dissidia Final Fantasy as far as where it started out on the PSP, but now they're bringing it to the freaking PS4. So you got quite a bit of a jump there, almost pretty much the jump, you know, going from 3DS to Wii U when it comes to the next fighting game. So it's interesting. I really like Final Fantasy. I think Final Fantasy is a fantastic franchise. But it will be fun to see the type of brawling games, and I'm kind of getting more into these style of games. Like, I really love Pokken Tournament. That's why I'm not upset about the Pokken Tournament DX as far as announcement goes. I really like ARMS. I think ARMS is really good. I really like Super Smash Bros. That's probably my favorite Nintendo franchise for the most part, is Super Smash Bros. So I've been getting really into these brawlers, these hybrid type of fighting games lately, and those are the type of games that I'm starting to like the most, more than other genres that I used to like action or something like that. So this has really caught my eye, and I'll definitely be covering it from now on this channel. So if you're interested in Final Fantasy Dissidia NT, make sure you check out PlayerEssence, and I'll be covering it as much as I can. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, follow us on social media. Keep up to date on all the latest news. In addition to that, help us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. We got some awesome perks and rewards for you guys there, even if you pledge the lowest tier. We've got $10 eShop gift card tournaments going down every single month at the end of the month, Discord voice chat for live streams, monthly giveaways, and much more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.